It's your favorite girl, Maddie. What did you expect? Did you expect somebody else? Because last time I checked, I was your favorite book girly. If I'm not, then you must be new here. You must be new here. I'm kidding, guys. I'm like, if I'm not your favorite book girly, I'm not gonna take offense to it. I promise. But today is probably gonna be one of our longer episodes. I don't know. You guys know I don't come into these things planned, so I have no clue how it's gonna be. But up to you guys about books, about authors, the jazz, because I know you guys like when I come here and I sit here and I talk to you guys because chaotic book lovers and y'all, this series is coming to an end. Like, this is literally episode 8. After this, there are 2 more episodes left of this series, and you guys won't be getting me for a month or 2. I'm returning because this thing is like a seasonal thing. You guys see me for a season, and I go on break to the end of the season, and I come back at the beginning of the season. So you guys are getting me for the winter, and once this is finished, which I'm wrapping it up around like next week, is when the final episodes plan to come out. Then you guys will not be seeing me until spring, and then in spring, that's gonna do its 10 episodes. It's gonna do its 10 episode big one for season 4, and then season 5 is gonna come out in the summer, and then season 6 in the fall, and season 7 in the winter again. So yeah, I know that we weren't as choppy as quick with the episode releases with this one, but guys, I've been doing much more face videos, and because of that, I want to focus more on editing those because these are unedited. These are easy to film, but those are not as easy to film, and I want to put more time and energy into those because those are the ones where it's like I have to put more graphics, stuff like that. This is an unedited podcast, so I have to make sure that, if I'm gonna do this, it has to come out less time because there's less detail that has to go into this series. But you guys are gonna get me for free today. Today I am just gonna yap about books. So we're gonna be talking about books up here. Um, and we're gonna be talking about some stuff that I'm currently reading kind of there. So let's just go ahead and get started. Caraval. I'm gonna just do what's on my thumbnail right now, so we can get out of the way. Carnival was a good book, but y'all, Donatella, I've told you guys this before, Donatella pissed me off. Like, so bad. So bad. And I'm so mad because the rest of the book in the trilogy, if I'm correct, follow her. They follow her, so I'm just so mad because I didn't like Donatella. She was like my least favorite character out of all of them, honestly, because like think about it. She endangered Scarlet. Wait, that's her name, right? It don't matter. She endangered and traumatized her sister. And she's just like, oh yeah, surprise, surprise. Like, girl. And like, let's just not talk about like the fact that at the beginning of the book, she literally was not listening to her sister at all. She like didn't. She was like, oh yeah, I did this for us. No, you did this for you, honey, because I want to stay safe. I know it's not like I'm aware it's not the safest situation that they were in. But I feel like when it comes to those kind of things where it's like you're shifting locations to try and move somewhere else and you're possibly putting yourself at more risk if this plan did not go according to plan, you're basically putting my life on the line. And Valentilla literally did not care. She thought only of herself. When she's like, we did this for us. No, honey, sweetie, you did this for you. Because when it comes to stuff like that, that should be my decision and my decision only. You're not going to trick me into doing a little plan. I did this for us. Once again, no, honey, but you did this for you because you wanted this turnout, not me. I didn't want this turnout. You did. I literally stated that beforehand, multiple times beforehand, actually. And although your plan worked out how it was supposed to, I'm forever gonna have drama in my life because you just don't listen. Ooh, you just don't listen at all. So I would have a grudge against you. Oh, Shatter Me is the most cringiest, hilarious book I've ever read. I'm not even done with it. I'm actually only on chapter 9, and I'm budgeting this with my best friend who doesn't even read, but she's invested in this book, and I am too. We're invested in it because it's cringy and funny. It's horrible, and we're invested because we want to see if it gets better. Okay, she doesn't even read, It's usually we get on call and I read to her or we put on the audiobook and we listen and we laugh at how horrible the writing is, okay? If you like this book, props to you, but I just didn't like it. Well, I can't say didn't, we haven't even finished it, but I'm not liking it, okay? First chapter, we have this girl in an asylum. Girl, we get it. This man, also, this is not a spoiler because this literally happens in like the first and second chapter. You learn this off the bat. This man stole your bed. Can I just tell you, me and her did not move from that page for a good 10 minutes because we were laughing hysterically, calling her stupid. We were calling Juliet stupid. We were like, oh my goodness, Juliet, this is like an idiotic move of you. Like, her powers, from what we've gathered, based off like the first few chapters, her touch can literally kill a person. I'm sorry, but if you're still in my bed, I'm going to be grabbing your wrist, smacking you across the face. I'm telling you, bro, you're going to go into cardiac arrest if you steal my bed. My bed, my blanket, my pillows. And the writing is like so cringy, and it's kind of like blue eyes, crystal eyes. It's kind of just like we get it. The eyes are blue, and I've heard people say like, "Oh yeah, the first Shadow Me book is like really cringy, horrible writing. You just have to read the second one." I promise, if I read the second one is worse than the first one because you'll know a lot of book series have second book syndrome, whether it's a trilogy, a series, or a duology. They just have a second book syndrome. I've seen that with a lot of books that I've come across that I've read. If we go into this book, me and her, we go into this book, because I think this is a series we might be committed to if the anatomy intrigues us enough. But if we go into the second book, and the second book is the cringiest thing we've ever read, worst thing we've ever read, something like that, then I'm just no. Okay, this is her introduction to reading, and I feel like I'm not setting her on a good note. Unless she finds this funny, because obviously she does, because we were cackling. We were cackling our tails off the other night, reading this, listening to this actually, because we were listening to audiobook once again, and I was reading along with my copy. She doesn't have a copy because, once again, she doesn't read, so this was not on her radar until like one night she was like, I'm bored, and I was like, okay, well, because of this book that I haven't read yet, and we can read it together. She was like, okay, and so we started it, and we're literally cackling because it was literally cringy writing. We just were not like I personally was enjoying it. I don't know about her. I can't speak for her because she doesn't tell me yet. She said she's going to tell me at the end of the book. Personally, right now, it's the cringiest writing. Um, Literally, we have to pause the audiobook so many times. We're just like, oh, this is not it. Okay, so if you like Shatter Me, that's amazing. I'm glad I went on Goodreads to see if anyone agreed, and a lot of people agreed with me, but I also saw a lot of like 5-star ratings and everything like that. And I also saw a lot of 4-star ratings. A lot of people genuinely enjoy the series. I know it's like one of the most, I said one of, keep that in mind, one of the most popular series on Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram. So I know that it's probably just me, it's probably just me. It's probably just what I'm interested in. You guys know I'm not big on fantasy. If it's fantasy, it has to be romantasy. If it's romantasy, it has to be YA romantasy, which this is. But if it's YA romantasy, it cannot be cringy. It cannot be. It has to be well written, or else I'm literally going to give up on everything. Okay, because you guys know I don't read romance. What? I do read romance. That's my favorite genre. You guys know I don't read fantasy. So, yeah. I just feel like I'm hoping it gets better because this is her introduction to reading like actual full length novels and like not stuff like that's assigned to us. So yeah. Also, can we talk about Barnes and Noble shipping real quick? Okay. I ordered a pre-order copy of D-Band by Ellie Hazelwood, right? Because you guys know I love Ellie Hazelwood books, right? So we all know. I know it's not just me because I've traveled places and went to Barnes and Nobles, but when Barnes and Noble has a book coming out, they always put it on the shelves a week before the actual release, which I feel like kind of takes fun out of it, but also helps us early release readers. We love that. But I also feel like it's kind of disrespectful to the author because they had a set release date and you're putting it out early. And I know like reader like author like Hannah Grace has come out about this. She's just like, yeah, they do that all the time. I feel like if it was me, Barnes and Noble, you're putting it out on the release date, not before, not after on the release date. But I was like, when I got my shipping, I was like, okay, cool. And it was like, we don't know what's gonna end up here. And I had seen multiple bad reviews. Like, not on books. Like, for example, um, Onyx Storm. I saw these reviews like never ordering from Barnes and Noble again, never ordering a pre-order from Barnes and Noble again. I was like, it cannot be that bad. It has to just be like because it's a popular book, right? Because Rebecca Yarros is one of the most popular book talk authors, especially because that book just released. I'm like, Ella Hayes was popular, but she's not as popular. A lot of people getting their hands on books because they're getting ARCs or they're getting ebooks and all this stuff. So like, people already have their hands on this book, and people are just buying it in stores too. I was like, okay, I'm gonna order mine. from my local Barnes and Noble. My local Barnes and Noble, mind you. And mind you, a lot of people say they didn't even order from the local Barnes and Noble, they ordered from Barnes and Noble elsewhere. I don't even know if it's my local Barnes and Noble anymore because I literally, they might have changed it, but I had the location set to my local Barnes and Noble. And I placed the order, and like a day later, it's like, okay, this is your expected shipment. It's going to come on Friday, right? Friday, which let me check the date for that real quick. Friday was the 7th, which was 3 days after the race. So I'm like, okay, that's not that bad, right? Y'all, it is the 10th when I'm filming this, and I just got my hands on this book. So, y'all, so, ooh, y'all, I'm trying not to be angry. I'm trying not to be. So, they keep pushing the date back. It was going to be the 7th, it was going to be the 8th, and then the 9th, and they even said it was going to come tomorrow, which is the 11th, Tuesday. And, which is, I think this is the day you guys are getting this. Tuesday, yeah. So, ooh. So, I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I go to track this, right? And they sent me to something that's like Narvar shipping. And I'm like, okay, what? Barnes and Noble has its own agenda talking about some Tuesday when the other apps say this date and this date. There's like three different dates going around, like Tuesday, Monday, and Sunday. And I'm just like, what the heck? Okay. So then they give me three different links. So I'm clicking on the one that is on the Barnes and Noble website. It's like UPS, right? United Postal Service. And they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna come Tuesday. But then under that it's saying being shipped with USPS. So I click USPS and it's like, oh yeah, out for delivery. And I just don't know who to believe at this point because, and I'm checking Shop, and Shop cannot even give me like the correct order number. If you guys know, Shop is like something you can do express checkouts, and you can also track all of your stuff through Shop. You can track all of your orders through Shop, and I love Shop. I've been using it for the past year. This is not promotion, by the way, but Shop sponsored me. But I've been using Shop for the past year because it's actually really easy and efficient because I can just check everything because they list every single order under your email. So any order you have that's under your email, you can find it in that app or the website. Well, I don't think it's the website, but the app. You can find it under there and you can track it easily. And usually with Shop, they have it like, oh yeah, this is your tracking number. But even Shop was confused because they didn't provide me a tracking number. They didn't provide me a date. It was just like in pre-transit, which they don't do that with anything unless it's not been shipped, right? So Shop's confused. They're like, oh my goodness, like we don't know what's going on, right? They don't even know the location of my package. They don't know the location of my package or anything. So I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm like, okay, girl. And also, Shop is saying it's being shipped with Narvar shipping, as in that's what's shipping it, not USPS, not UPS. It's saying Narvar shipping is shipping my book. I've never even heard of Narvar shipping. And then it's another thing, it's talking about some Barnes and Noble shipping. So there's four different shippings going around. I don't even know where my book is coming from. I don't know where it's going to. And I'm afraid that I gave the wrong address. And so now it's tweaking out and it's going crazy. So I'm scared. I'm like, did I put in the wrong address? Did I put in the wrong email? But I'm like, it can't be the wrong email because Shop's able to detect it. And when I go to USPS or UPS, it's able to give me my order number and the address and the date that's supposed to come. And I'm just so confused. I'm probably like, Maddie, you saw these bad reviews for it. Why'd you order it anyways? Y'all, it was free shipping day, if I remember correctly. It was free shipping day, or like there was a discount on shipping for members. I'm a member. So, and also I had a $5 credit and this was 20% off. So I was like, deals on top of deals on top of deals. So I can get this for cheaper than I would to get on Amazon because once again, I'm getting $5 off, 20% off on top of that $5 off. And then I know shipping is like an extra cost, but once again, shipping was on a discount or it was just free in general. So I was like, okay, bet. Discounts on top of discounts, shake my hand. Come on, I'm signing the waiver, I'm signing the form. So I don't know. I was like, I'm never ordering from Barnes& Noble again when it came today. But then I saw Spectacular. I haven't even finished Carnival series yet, y'all. I don't know, I just read the first one. But Spectacular is usually $20 for a hardcover. It's $10 right now because it's having a 50% off sale for Valentine's Day. So I might have to order from Barnes& Noble again. Like that might be my last time, right? But back to Deep End. So I get the cover today. I get my book today, and it's gorgeous. I will say she's a beauty. There's like the 3D kind of printings on the spine with the cover and all this other stuff. So it's like unique. There's like little water droplets and all that, and there's so much detail in the cover. The spread edges are gorgeous. The end pages are gorgeous. Honestly, it's all beautiful. Like honestly, they did their big one with this. But as I'm like, cause you guys know, whenever, well, you guys don't know this, but whenever I get a book, well, the first thing I do is sniff it, right? Okay, there's nothing wrong with the smell. I'm kidding. I didn't sniff this book. I don't sniff my books immediately unless I think about it. But I'm like examining it. I'm flipping through the pages because I just want to see like the little waves of action and other stuff. I'm looking at the cover because I'm admiring the copy. And tell me why there's like at the top the pages are like bent and dented. And it's not noticeable, but like still, come on up. And then it's like the bottom right is like crinkled and the pages are bended and folded. And I'm just like, it's not noticeable. But if you're gonna make me wait this long, at least have my copy be perfect. At least have my copy be perfect because I did not wait. I did not suffer. I did not sit there in confusion, laying in my bed every single night. Like, is my book okay? Is it coming to me? Guys, my copy, I think every book is far from perfect. There's always going to be some error mistake, whether we notice it or not. But like these very, very noticeable mistakes, like the employees really just said, oh, this one's slightly damaged, and we already know that it's not going to get to them on time. Let's package it for them, you know? Or maybe it was just the fact that there's literally no protection around the book. Okay, whenever I order books from Amazon, it's in a bubble mailer because it protects the book, it prevents it from denting. Or whenever I order a book from indie bookstores, they do bubble wrap around it, or they do some kind of like packaging around it, so the the book itself does not get damaged. The indie bookstores know better than big bookstores. Y'all been in the game for what? Years! These indie bookstores have probably been here for years, but they have less experience. Okay? They have less experience, they have less, manufacturers out there, they have less deals, they have less books in their store. How are they getting it better than you guys? I've only ordered from an indie bookstore once, and that was for my 𝙎𝙤𝙨𝙥𝙞𝙀 signed copy by Anna Huang. And that came in perfect condition. There were no flaws, nothing missing, no pages bent. There was nothing wrong with my copy. But then I ordered from big bookstores like Amazon. Wait. Not Amazon. Like Amazon too. Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and my covers are always damaged. And people are like, oh yeah, I just go in stores now because even though it's overpriced, like at least I can make sure that my copy's perfect. No copy's gonna be perfect. I'm perfect. I'm just gonna say that right now. But at least Amazon is like, oh yeah, you can return this and everything, and we'll exchange it out for you. I remember my friend, she got me check and mate for my birthday. And I already had check and mate. And so she was like, me and her were already planning on going to Barnes& Noble. Mind you, she bought this from Barnes& Noble. Me and her were planning on going to Barnes& Noble that weekend to hang out, get some coffee, read books, explore the store because we just love to roam around Barnes& Noble pointlessly, mindlessly, and chat, be goofy. And so she was like, okay, just bring the book with you. I'll return it and I'll try and get you a new copy. So she's like, okay, can I exchange it or whatever? And they're like, we can give you a refund, but you can exchange it for a better copy. At least it's where we are. I wasn't with her when she said this. She was like, okay, where are you gonna go check out? Because I had books and stuff that I was gonna buy. She was like, okay, where are you gonna go check out? I'm gonna like go and see if I can get this book exchanged for a different book. And they wouldn't let her exchange it. At least with Amazon, you can be like, oh yeah, my copy is damaged and everything like that. So can I exchange this book for the same book, a better copy of the same book, or for a different book? And if that different book comes back, I'm pretty sure you can exchange it for a better copy of that book. See, at least Amazon, and they do it in a timely manner too. Like the second I filed for like the exchange, they had already shipped it out the next day. And then I didn't even return the book yet, but I still had my exchange copy already in the transit ready to come to my house. It was by the time that I had sent the new copy, by the time that I had received the new copy, I still hadn't returned the other copy. So at least they're fast with it. At least it's precise. At least they're fast with it. At least they're good with it. At least they know how to run a business. But Barnes and Noble, honey, Barnes and Noble, no. Okay, Barnes and Noble. They made me mad. They made me extremely mad with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. They made me extremely mad with this one. They did not do their big one. They did their little one. Okay. So yeah. That's just my little rant. I know that most of this episode so far has been me ranting about Barnes and Noble. But I will be ordering from them again. Because Spectacular is literally 20% off. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Also, something I noticed with Barnes and Noble, this is not slander. Barnes and Noble, the difference between Barnes and Noble and Amazon. Amazon, they always intentionally make their prices lower than Barnes and Noble. But when you buy from Barnes and Noble, they literally charge you for whatever's on the back. So let's say I'm in Canada, which I'm not, I'm in the US. I would have to pay $27.99 plus tax for Deep End. But the average American for Deep End would have to pay $20 for the paperback because, it's a new book, so obviously they're more expensive, but still, I would pay $20. And that's what I didn't pay $20 because I had discounts, like I said. But I noticed that they do it based off what's on the back. They don't make up their own crazy prices. It's based off what's on the back. And I think that's because they might be buying it for the same price that you can get off Amazon, but they won't make any profit. So they have to charge it for the same prices on the back instead of the price that people would normally buy on for Amazon so they can make profit. And with Amazon, it's like, oh yeah, like we have warehouses and we have people that can ship it out, and like, there's like publishing companies that ship out these books. So technically, we're not doing any shipping and the handling, so we don't care what the price is. So you know, there's not extra profit that needs to be made, so they put it up there for cheaper and they do more sales for books often because they're not the ones manufacturing the books 24/7. Which is why I also think with the books that they do publish, it's like those are the more expensive ones because those are authors, they have to pay for printing and all that stuff like that, and like crazy stuff like that. So Amazon has to take more money out of it, so they have to make sure they gain profit from it. I just want to point that out because that was like something really cool. Yeah. But Belle Therese was talking about the deep end. She was like, oh yeah, this book was like spicy, and I was like, guys, it's like not in love, isn't it? I'm on chapter 5, and I'm so far actually enjoying myself. Like that's surprising. Like I was expecting to be like not in love off the bat, where it's like some crazy start, and like we're already in the chapters like doing crazy stuff. I mean, I will say there's like a lot of talk, kind of making me uncomfortable at times, but like there was a disclaimer warning at the beginning of that. So it's like, yeah, guys, beware. You know, yeah, but yeah. I will say I feel like I'm happy that she's branching out when it comes to like her writing. But I feel like now, when she started her writing, there was like, she's been branching out for some while now. Like, ever since Check and Mate came out, she's been branching out for a minute. Because we had Love to Love You, we had the Love Hypothesis, we have Love Theoretically, we had Love in the Brain. Those were all kind of like the same thing. But once Check and Mate came out, which was like a chess romance, which we don't see those a lot often, to be honest, you know, she's been branching out. Like she's been trying this. It was YA and a different kind of genre than she's used to, like a different kind of romance genre. So like she's trying to do more branching out. But I think the problem with it is that when Bride came and Not in Love came and Deep End have come, I feel like she's trying to appeal more to BookTok and BookTube and the popular stuff. People like the spicy scene. But like there's like the original Ally fans who are out here and we're just like, I miss the Not in Love days. I'm one of those people. No guys, I don't like Not in Love. I miss the Love Hypothesis days when there was like only one crazy chapter, but there was actual plot and there was actual story, there was depth, and there was like we connect with characters. Bride was the second ever book that I read that got me back into reading. First was Check and Mate. That's how I discovered Ally Hazelwood writing romance books. And then with Bride. I love both of those. Let's just start there real quick, guys. Let's just start there real quick. I would say it was a crazy jump. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know, it was a crazy jump because I listened to them on Spotify. So there was like not much of a warning for me. I didn't know what I was getting into. But, you know, she tries to appeal. As I read more like romantic, I'm like, it's much more of like an appeal factor rather than like the people who liked what she used to write. And like once again, I'm so glad she's branching out. Like I am a swimmer and a diver. And you guys are probably gonna hear me like, Maddie, what's some part of this sport? I'm being dead serious because you guys have heard me like when I repeat this truck, I was like, I'm a soccer player. I am a soccer player, but I'm also a diver and a swimmer. Those take precise stuff. So I'm feeling grateful that like these, parts are getting much more branched out, especially like since Deepen is like focused more on the swimmers and the divers. I'm glad we're branching out, all of the stuff, but I just feel like, girl, I feel like there's like a time in our lives where we need to do one thing at a time, you know? Like branching out, that's great. Appealing to TikTok, that's great. But doing them at the same time, I just feel like it's a lot. It's kind of overwhelming, you know, and we're trying to do this in our same style. Not in Love was not an Ally style. I don't care what you guys say, that was not Ally Hazelwood who wrote that book. But like from the first five chapters that I've read and listened to, because I'm doing like back to back from Spotify to physical copy. From the back to back that I've done, this is more Ella Hazelwood writing style, but I feel like there's like much more appeal towards TikTok and YouTube and Bookstagram also. And it's kind of making me like not necessarily uncomfortable, it's kind of like awkward and it's cringe, most definitely cringe. And like I kept having to set the book down because I was like, what are we talking about? What is going on with our characters? Why are the characters like this? Yada 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 yada. Okay. So yeah. And also, I don't know what it is with our female main characters in books nowadays, but like Anna Huang did it, and I like his what did it. I know that Anna Huang released announced the striker after D-Ben was released, so obviously like this has been, I don't know what it is. I feel like our romance girlies, like not to mention they're both romances, like they're both sports romances, okay? I don't know what it is, but I think our sports romance, like our authors that don't usually typically do sports romance, they're branching into sports romance and then making sure the female main character had like some traumatic event with the sport they used to do. Like, for example, um, whoa, and they're both named Scarlet. Wait, you know what's like? I'm gonna go grab this type of copy. Wait, what the heck? They're both named Scarlet. Right, Anna Huang and Anne Hazel claim a practical inside joke on us because they have Scarlet Van Vandermeer Voldemort. It's got Vandermeer. And in the striker, we have Scarlet Boyce. And both of these characters are in sports romances. And both of these characters have had past incidents, you know, and both these characters fall us with professionals. Like, professionals, uptight professionals, all that stuff, that care a lot about their sport and their job. And they're both trying to get back into the sport. Are Alec Dillon and Anna Huang playing a practical inside joke on this? Are they? I feel like they are, though. Because, girlies, let's think about it. Guys, just think about it for a second. I want to give you guys a second to think about it. Think about it, y'all. Y'all can call me crazy, stupid, conspiracy theorist. I don't care. Y'all cannot tell me that the lines do not match up, they do not add up, because they do. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. It's really crazy, honestly. Y'all, okay, so moving on to the next thing I want to talk about, because you guys know I have a lot I don't want to talk about, but I do not want this to drag on too long, because I know you guys probably have better things to do than listen to me out. Or maybe you guys can do those things while you listen to me out because there's nothing to actually typically watch. It's something for you guys to listen to. Okay. If Only I Had Told Her was not good. I mean, you guys heard me say this in reading wrap ups, in my reviews on Goodreads, Fable, and Storygraph, but If Only I Had Told Her was not good. It was a money grab. I feel like we could have had a novella if only I had told her. And that could have been like a tiny, tiny sneak peek into what was her name? See, I've only had if he had been with me at 5 stars, but I don't remember. I don't remember Phineas, but I don't know. Whatever our girl main characters, our familiar character's name was, we got a tiny, tiny bit about what she was doing. We don't care too much for the best friend, okay? I feel like after, you know, we had that encounterment at the funeral, that could have been it, okay? And, that could have been all for him. And then we could have had like that short amount of time for her, to see how she was doing with the baby. But I feel like the only thing we actually could have cared about was Finn's chapter. Right. So I feel like the rest of it was just like an unnecessary money grab and excuse to have more pages. A novella would have been nice because I don't care about his college life and I don't care about, shopping for babies. Okay, I really don't. I mean, it is nice. It was 5-star reviews, but I didn't care. It was page filler, it was money grab. I did not enjoy it. I mean, they grabbed my money because I got the red version originally. I was like, okay. And then I got If You Had Been With Me special edition. It's like, okay. And I got the normal white edition for If Only I Had Told Her. So they grabbed my money. I will admit it. I will admit they grabbed my money. Am I happy about it? No. It was a shameless money grab that could have been well spent on something else, dare I say. But it was a smart money grab. I will admit. I will admit it was a really, really, really smart money grab. Gotta respect a woman who knows how to hustle. Okay? Yeah, I will say. Also, y'all, Good Girl, Bad Blood. I remember nothing from that book. That book was page fillers on top of page fillers on top of page fillers. So there was an excuse for the third book. And even with the third book being as good as it was, the amount of, like, I feel like the amount of PTSD we got, it was just like, we get it. But sometimes I feel like it kind of makes it more realistic because, like, when you have PTSD, you have all the things that remind you so much of these events that happen. I'm not going to the events. I feel like it's really realistic to have those mentioned multiple times in the book. I think that's really clear. But yeah, I'm so excited, y'all. I'm gonna be starting a new series. I don't know when. It's whenever I start can get the supplies, but I'm starting a new series on my channel called Bedazzle and Chat, where I literally will bedazzle books and literally talk about literally anything that comes to mind. Not even related books, but I will be doing book activities. Like we could be talking about movies, we could be talking about, the Bible. I love the Bible, if you guys didn't know. We talk about music. We can literally talk about my day. And I just talked to you guys about Bedazzle books. That is the plan. Actually, that's the plan. So I have found someone who I want to like quote unquote supply these things. But not exactly supply them because it's literally her small business. She sells bedazzled books for a living. And I think it's like a quart of bedazzled books, something like that, on Etsy. Like great customer service, first of all. Second of all, I will be bedazzling one of my favorite books. If you guys know me, I talk about this book not as often, but I've acknowledged it multiple times as my favorite book, or as one of my favorite books that got me into reading. I feel like that just kind of gave it away, but I will be bedazzling that. We'll have a full episode of me chatting and bedazzling that book. And yeah, I don't know how this is gonna be because I do know, like, obviously, since it's jewels and it's glue and it's an entire kit, and then also whenever I buy, I always get like, with the book because I just want to have. I don't want to bedazzle my already copy because I would have 2 copies of this book. But I feel like, so you guys will be seeing that. I'm just like so excited. So excited, y'all. So excited. Um, yeah. Also, I finished Fourth Wing. I ordered Iron Flame. Iron Flame. This is the only excuse Amazon has to have me get a late book. Iron Flame was actually sold out the day Onyx Storm was released. Maybe it's because people like me want to catch up on the series. I just read Fourth Wing for the first time this month, and I ordered Iron Flame because I am invested and I want to read more about it. I want to read more about the series, and so I ordered Iron Flame so that way I can continue. And we're talking about something. It's gonna be delivered March 13th, girl, because we've got to send out these other orders for Iron Flame. I know it's specifically Iron Flame because I've ordered other stuff on Amazon that's have been coming like the next day. But I know it's specifically Iron Flame because there's like been so many orders, and like every time I check Amazon, it's either in stock or out of stock. It's been going in and out of stock. People are mass buying these books, so that way maybe they can dazzle it. I don't know. Maybe they can, you know, like get it signed for signings because Onyx Storm. I know it's like a few signings or whatever. I think I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I know there might be people who want to catch up on the series like me, but they go them on Onyx Storm, And so yeah, so it was originally supposed to come March 13th, but Amazon was like, we can ship out your copy early because you're a Prime member. So February 13th is the planned date, which is I believe Friday or Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So Thursday, Friday is when I'm supposed to be getting my Iron Flame copy, and that means you guys will be getting an Iron Flame reading vlog because I've been literally holding out on reading vlogs just so I can read Iron Flame with you guys because you guys know I was in love with Fourth Wing, and people said like Iron Flame was kind of something that can like lead us into the third book, right? But it's not exactly like the most plot-filling thing. It's more like a book filler. It has second book syndrome, so I'm prepared for the second book syndrome. But I just really want to check in with my newfound favorite characters. Okay, I want to see what happened because if you guys know what happened at the last page of Fourth Wing, you guys don't know what I'm looking forward to. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing my characters again, and there's a character in the book, and we all want to know if he's coming back. I don't know who I heard say this, but they was like, Rebecca was like, yeah, we can't bring said character back because he's a perfect character. And, you know, you bring a character back to fix them, but there's nothing to fix. I feel like that's just a beautiful way of going about it, you know? A beautiful way of going. So, yeah. I mean, I've had like thoughts about this book, you know? I've been thinking, like, what are my favorite characters doing right now? As if they're real people. They're not, girl. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over the book. It's not real. It's not real at all. Okay? I'll have my opinion. I know a lot of people love Acoustic Games by Anna Huang, but I hated that book. I had to say it because I feel like it was going smoothly. A solid 4 stars. Until that, oh yeah, that part. If you guys know, you know. And I was just like, oh. And after that, it was torture finishing that book. I was just like, oh, this is what we're doing now. And I almost DNF'd it, but I followed through with it, and I did not like it. The rest of the books in the series, yes, but no. And also, for all people out there talking to some guys, I wish Josh Chen was my boyfriend. Y'all have issues. I feel like Jules needs to tell Ava, like, immediately, so he can get a stern talking to, because I don't know what in his right mind he was doing. And then we have like Alex. He has issues too. A lot of them. And then Christian got his issues, but I would say he's the tamest out of all of them. Because this wasn't as extreme as like the other ones. I know technically in talking in theory, Reese didn't do anything. But like, no, girl, no. And also, I thought his name was like Rise or something. Rice. Oh no, like I mean Rice or Reese. I don't know which one I prefer. They both are sound like foods. Rice, self-explanatory. Reese's cup. If your name is Reese or Rice, no shade to you. I'm just saying, like every time I read that book, I got hungry. Like I wanted a Reese's peanut butter cup just because of his name. I'm sorry, y'all. That sounds so mean. I swear I'm not trying to be mean. I swear I'm not trying to be mean at all, guys. I promise. I just feel like that's like really cool. Like I know it's like me mindlessly babbling now, but that's the point of this podcast. That's the point of this episode. I'm mindlessly babbling to you guys. You know, I'm talking to you guys to enjoy it. I want you to enjoy my company. What did I just say? I want you guys to enjoy my company. I want to enjoy your company. So yeah, I do want to say, for all my Jenny Han lovers, we're talking about some. To all about level 4 was the best series by Jenny Han. What are y'all on? That was the worst book I read by her by far. Like, it was written for little kids. I don't care for like, oh, but like themes at the end of the no. No. The only thing good that came out of that book was its movie. Okay, the movie was good. That book though, Exo Kitty and the like Exo Kitty is cringy, but it was still a good show. Okay, I kind of enjoyed myself. I was content with it. But the movie was good. But the book is another story. The book feels like it was written for kids. I am in this bookstore and they host games and like you have to find certain things in books each week and for a book activity, right? And so I it was names. And you get I think it's like 5 points for each thing that you write down. You can write down multiples, you can write down duplicates. Why is it that one page got me like 20 points? No, not 20 points. 60 points. And the entire chapter together almost got me 200 points. I had the most points that day after only reading 2 chapters. Everyone else had read like 3 chapters, but I kept having to stop because I was putting in names. Because it's over explaining stuff. It was over explaining stuff. And like the names was mentioned 20 times. It was like, we get the point, Jenny. We get it. The best book written by her, Burn for Burn. The Burn for Burn trilogy? That's what it's called, right? The first book, Burn for Burn. Yeah, because then it was like, I always get the trilogy, the name mixed up. Burn for Burn trilogy, hands down. I know she wrote that with Sohobi and Vivian. Hands down, her best book. I don't care. I don't care. I give you your money. Y'all, go read Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Sohobi and Vivian because that was amazing. That was amazing. And that's not, I hate real people in covers, but let's just talk about how gorgeous the trio is on the covers of all these books. They did a fantabulous job. And I really wish I knew who these ladies were so I could follow them. Y'all, guys. Burn for Burn needs its movie. Its movies, because the trilogy and its TV show. So what's up? What's up with Jenny Han trilogies? No shade. I just want to know because, like, every single time I think about one of her books, I'm thinking trilogy. Name one Jenny Han book. Wait, she might have one. I don't read her backlist like that because I don't like her books like that. They're mid for me. Burn for Burn is a trilogy. The Sun Match Her Pretty was a trilogy. And To All the Boys I Love Before was a trilogy. I'm just saying, she got a thing for trilogies. No shade, myself. No shade because I get it, girl. You got all these trilogies. I can't keep up. Okay, I can't. I really can't at this point. Alex Astor got her book coming out, Summer in the City, I think so it's called. I keep telling myself I'm gonna pre-order it. Especially because she got signed copies up, I think, still. Unless I'm just late. And she also has all these alternative covers for each store you buy it from. And I want to at least get my hands on one of the cute covers, because there's like one cover in there that I don't like. But I want to get my hands on one of the cute ones, the covers. I keep telling myself I'm gonna buy it, but I keep thinking back tonight, man. I'm just like, oh no. And this is talk about some. This is her debut adult novel. Debut, honey. Ever since Night Vane came out, we've been doing this for a minute. We've actually been doing this since Light Lark. It was just really subtle. That's not her debut. Those books are not YA. Let's face the fact that those books are not YA. Okay, can we do that real quick? Because let's be real honest. Okay, let's be real honest. Just saying, y'all can say what y'all want, but if you guys think about it, is this really her debut? I don't. She seems like a sweet girl. Trust me. I've pitched in on something for like Ask Me Question Fridays and stuff like that. Y'all, this girl, this is not her debut. She has played these games before. She knows what she's doing. She knew what she did from the very start. And Night Vane was not a good book. I'm saying somebody has to because Night Vane gets all this hype and it was not a good book. It was not a good book. Sky Shade better be good, especially because this has been turned into a series. If Sky Shade is a horrible book, I'm telling you, I'm gonna cry in my sleep. Light Lark so far is the only thing that I wrote by Alex Astor that was actually good. Yeah. So I'm just saying. And I did that thing where you guys like I don't know how you guys have your bookshelf set up, but there's like this thing with bookshelf where you have your books sitting straight up, and then like you have your series. I call this series my baby House Trilogy by Lauren Roberts, and you take your baby series or whatever, and you lay it flat down on its covers, and you stack them, and then you put something cute on top of it. I was like, I'm never gonna do this in my books. But the other day, I found myself rearranging my shelf, and somehow they ended up stacked with sandwich plushie on top of them. um, so about that, I will say it looks really cute. I also just want to put my plushie So I will say it was worth it. It was cute. Props to y'all. But great. And you guys might be talking about something Maddie. You're always talking about how Palace was an amazing book. Why not talking about it today? Because, honey, sweetie people, I have something planned for y'all this week that has something to do with Powerless, and it's going to be an entire video talking about Powerless. So stay tuned on that because there's a reason I didn't talk about it today because you guys have a video coming out later this week. And hopefully by the time you guys see this, maybe the next day, the premiere is going to be up and ready for you guys, just as a reminder for, because I will be talking about Powerless, bashing it, but also building it back up. So stay tuned for that. Because Fearless is coming out, and I gotta get my opinions out before Fearless so that I can do an entire video analyzing Fearless and talking about what I hate and what I love, okay? So, yeah. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow my Instagram. I'm an author. I'm an author, y'all. And I have my debut YA clean novel coming out. It's a fantasy novel, by the way. YA fantasy clean novel coming out this summer. And you guys should stay up to date with it. So follow my Instagram, road to 100 followers. Follow it so you guys can keep up updates. I try to do Q&As for you guys so you guys get to know me, get to know more about the book. Try to keep it as, low-key as great for you guys as I can. Great experience. It's all down below. I was supposed to better my community tab ever so often. And yeah, subscribe to the channel because I will be doing more videos where I interact with you guys, asking for you guys' opinions. So subscribe, let me forget to guys know that I this video. So next video, my kisses, and goodbye.